I want to know, have you ever done something so embarrassing, something so humiliating, something just so stupid that you just stay up at night, you're unable to sleep, and you look back and you just go, oh, ah. Me too. I'm up every night. I don't sleep, okay? I don't even know what sleep is anymore, okay? But you see, luckily for me, making videos provides a little distraction from all that cringe of my past. And in fact, much like an alcoholic, I'm about 1 minute sober from doing something stupid. And that stupid thing was hitting the record button. But the US government has done something stupid. And I mean real stupid. Like, you know, more stupid than usual. Now you can go ahead and name all the flaws of the US government, and it's gonna be a real long list. But one flaw that I think is probably one of the funniest and goofiest flaws ever is it's just run by old people. The vast majority of government officials that you see, or figureheads at least, are really fucking old. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but it's like they were all born before the invention of the wheel, for God's sake. I mean, just off the top of my head, the current president of the United States was born when dinosaurs were still walking the earth. Okay, my point is, they're not the smartest when it comes to technology. That's what I'm getting at. Which leads to this article. TYPO leaks millions of US military emails to Mali web operator. Oh. You know how I mentioned how I usually have trouble sleeping when I remember my stupidity or cringe? Well, I feel like the person that caused this is gonna have a little too much of an easy sleep. Before I get into this story, I can just imagine how this went down. Okay, like some old fart that was born in the Neolithic age is just sitting there like, hey, watch this email here. What is this? Where does it go? Where's Jimmy the postman? That would nailed my wife back in 84. I wouldn't be surprised if next they started falling for the fucking Nigerian prince scam. Or maybe it's already happened. I don't fucking know. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised. At the Pentagon, they're just sitting there like, oh god, we lost $2.5 trillion. And some guy's just sitting there like, I thought we would better our relations with the Nigerian prince. And then everyone else in unison slowly turns towards them. You what? And he's just like, no. We'll find a way to fix this, or at least get the heat off of us. The World Trade Center isn't that important, right, guys? It is? Oh, I think I got some extra bad news for you. Right now, I'm gonna have conspiracy theorists all in my comment section. Sorry for the really long tangent there, but listen, okay? If you've been on the channel long enough, you know that I'm a simple guy. If I get the opportunity to make fun of government officials, I'm taking it. So I just wanted to show you guys this story, and we're gonna go through it because it's really silly and goofy, but it does have some kind of security issues, would be putting it lightly. Okay, so what happened? Basically, in short, you know how when you email something, let's say you use Gmail, it'll say, you know, at gmail.com. Or if you use like Hotmail, if you're one of the like 5 people on earth that still use Hotmail, it'll say at hotmail.com. Or like Outlook, you know, at outlook.com. You get the point. So governments and different branches of military and stuff like that have their own little like suffix or domain. Now the US military email address is .mil, so M-I-L. Now that is quite similar to the suffix to a country in West Africa called Mali, which is ML. Now, basically, what has occurred is they were sending sensitive military documents to a foreign country. So good job, US military. Congratulations, great job. We're all very proud of you. Let's all give them a nice round of applause. Feels good, man. Anyone sweating a little bit? I wouldn't quite say sweat, more of a mild perspiration. And you might be saying, well, mistakes happen all the time. It is what it is. I bet it wasn't anything crazy. And you're right. People make mistakes all the time. But I wouldn't say this should be taken lightly. Let me go through some of the information that was given out, shall we? Let's read here. Millions of US military emails have been misdirected to Mali through a TYPO leak that has exposed highly sensitive information, including diplomatic documents, tax returns, passwords, and the travel details of top officers. Oh, that's not quite good now, is it? In fact, I'd go so far to say that might be suboptimal. But for real, you know, let's not be hasty here. Let's read a little bit more into this at our dismay and see what else could have been included in these emails. It says here their contents include x-rays and medical data, identity document information, crew lists for ships, staff lists at bases, maps of installations, photos of bases, naval inspection reports, contracts, criminal complaints against personnel, internal investigations into bullying, official travel itineraries, bookings, and tax and financial records.
Oh, okay.
you know, maybe that gentle, mild perspiration is kind of going into a little bit of a sweat. Not too bad, nothing too bad, just a little humidity here. Because you see, that domain is under the control of some guy named Zubis. I'm just gonna call him Zubis because I think that's a funny way to say it, even though that's not how you say it at all. It's just a funny word. Bite me. And he's basically the managing director of that domain. So he has control over it, not Mali's government. Because Mali's government, like I said, to our dismay, is actually closely allied with Russia. Okay, maybe it's not so bad. Okay, he's in control. Everything's fine. Oh, but it doesn't end there. No. He has a 10-year management contract that's set to expire, from my understanding, quite soon, because he reports that this has been happening for about a decade, and decade is 10 years. So perhaps his contract will expire soon unless he's given a new one, which means that when it expires, the government will be able to access these documents. You know, a government closely allied with Russia, the pretty much direct enemy of the United States, will have access to this highly sensitive data, or data, however you want to say it. Okay, maybe that light sweat is kind of turning into a bit of a torrential downpour here, but isn't this just a silly situation, right guys? Right, guys? Isn't it just so silly? It says here, one misdirected email this year included the travel plans for General James McConville, the Chief of Staff of the U.S. Army, and his delegation for then forthcoming visit to Indonesia in May. And the email included a full list of room numbers. Oh my god. The itinerary for McConville and 20 others, as well as details of the collection of McConville's room key at the Grand Hyatt Jakarta, I don't know, where he received a VIP upgrade to a grand suite. You know how easy it would be if a foreign government that, you know, wanted to do something, you know, I'm not gonna say what, but I think we all know, would just look at that and go, oh, he's staying there. Well, that's who wants to play a game of Hitman? Get Agent 47 on the phone, slap his bald head before he comes in the door, tell him to spend a few minutes buffering his shiny ass head. Wow, look guys, more words! Lieutenant Commander Tim Gorman, a spokesperson for the Pentagon, said the Department of Defense is aware of the issue and takes all unauthorized disclosures of controlled national security information or controlled unclassified information seriously. Ah yes, very seriously, when this has been happening for 10 years. Very serious. Very serious. Now, apparently he holds close to 117,000 misdirected messages, and almost 1,000 arrived on Wednesday, which I think is the Wednesday before this was published. I have no idea, though, it doesn't clarify. In a letter he sent to the US in early July, he wrote, "This risk is real and could be exploited by adversaries of the US." Which is just obvious. Like, obviously it could be, you know, exploited by adversaries of the USA. That's literally the only conclusion you can get from this. It's not like, you know, it'll be fine. No one's gonna think that. They're all going, ah, shit. And that's not very good at all. And apparently it's very common that government officials, well, not quite officials, but the people working behind the scenes commonly misspell stuff in emails, which is just kind of goofy. You know, maybe this is the real reason why people are grammar Nazis on the internet, because of stuff like this. You know, maybe next time you're gonna send a risky text, or you're gonna, you know, send an important email, maybe double check who you're sending it to, you know, before your dick gets plastered all over the internet. Like, there's even stuff from the FBI here. Like, one FBI agent with a naval role sought to forward 6 messages to their military email and accidentally dispatched them to Mali. One included an urgent Turkish diplomatic letter to the US State Department about possible operations by the militant Kurdistan Workers' Party against Turkish interests in the US. So obviously none of this stuff is like just, oh, run-of-the-mill information, who cares? It's very highly sensitive. I mean, it's not like classified, but it's very important. And this is only the stuff that we're allowed to see, right? I'm sure there's a bunch of crazy stuff that, you know, the government doesn't want us knowing that is going on, because of course there is. And I don't mean crazy shit like aliens eating children and elites shoving computer monitors up their ass or something. No, I mean like just normal stuff. Well, normal stuff that probably would put the US in a bad light, or other countries in a bad light unnecessarily. Now, they have kind of put a kibosh on this thing a little bit here. They said that emails sent directly from the .mil domain to Malian addresses are blocked before they leave the .mil domain, and the sender is notified that they must validate the email addresses of the intended recipients. So it's good that they've kind of put some measures in there, but it's just kind of ridiculous that this happened in the first place. Like, you usually expect like government like workers to be, you know, a little smarter than that, but hey, you know, We're all prone to mistakes, even if it costs your country some pretty sensitive information. But it's just funny. Like, I just like to look at this, because it's like FBI documents, government documents, all leaking because of a stupid mistake like that, like a typo. Like, that's fucking hilarious, okay? But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did. I guess if there's any lesson to be had in this whole debacle, would be human stupidity is quite the powerful force in nature and can achieve far more than any hack could ever dream of. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate you sticking around, if you even stayed this long. I doubt any of you did. But like and subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and take care.